Time for another science experiment. And the science experiment is, of course, to see what kind of 8-string multi-scale 250 euro bucks will buy you. So I'll give you the teal deer. It's pretty awesome. There's nothing to complain about with the fit and finish. This flip-flop blue chameleon finish and roasted neck. Now, most importantly, the fretwork is good. Like, these are smooth frets. They actually did the full job and polished the frets. And you don't get that often on bargain basement guitars or even on mid-price guitars. And, this is real good for $250. And I don't say that lightly because if you go back to that, video about the Firefly or the Rogue Sub-Zero, I said a few things, So, let's go through the few negative points. The only real thing is it frets out at the first fret on the high E. And I'm pretty sure that's just neck relief. Now, I haven't started wrenching around adjusting stuff yet because this is fresh out of the box. I want to give you the out of the box, like what you can expect out of the box before it gets set up and before I start modding on it or anything. Now, what else is there? The tuners are actually good this time. Now, I got the 7 and some of the tuners are kind of wonky. You gotta turn them real far before it starts gearing it all. And this one isn't like that. All of the tuners are responsive. So a lot of people want to switch out the tuners, and it's like, it's kind of a boring mod, don't you think? I would only do that if there's something really wrong with the tuners. And likewise, the pickups seem to be okay. It's like, this isn't some kind of world-class tone, but I ain't going to be running to replace the pickups. Although if I was going to use this for stage work or something really, really serious, I probably would replace the pickups and all of the wiring, pots and pans and caps and stuff. So whatever. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it, really. I mean, I can't believe it. And apparently there's a version that's even cheaper. Apparently the 250, the extra 50 is just for the finish and the roast, and there's like a solid black one that's like under 200. That's insane. Anyway, I never thought I would get an 8-string. I was never into this stuff. I kept seeing this looking at me at Facebook. I thought it was green in memory of Tommy Stumpf, but they call it flip-flop blue, whatever. So I saw this thing starting for a while. I was like, man, just the 7-string over here was pretty good. So, 458 Winchester Magnum, just try it, for the price of one good weekend on the town, you can forsake the excess and get a new instrument that might change your life, man. So, So yeah, that's the teal deer. Let's get into the ranting and raving. Oh yeah, one more thing. So the multi-scale thing, that's kind of an issue. It said 650 to 690 millimeters, which is 25 and a half inch on the high side, like a regular fender, and 27.24 inch on the low side. So that's kind of barely a baritone, and they're tuning it down to F sharp. And the string is too light. It's a 65. This is like 9 to 65. Now the B string sounds all right, which is really light too. It's like a 52 or 54 or something, but it sounds snappy enough. But this doesn't, and the F sharp string, and I know everybody getting this is gonna drop it to E, and this sounds like hell when. Well, I'll show you in a minute. It flabs right out if you drop it to E, because 27.24 inches is, man, that's at the minimum end of the baritone spectrum. Let's not even get started about the 26s. So, first thing I was thinking is, the 8 string's kind of associated with gent and Meshuggah and stuff, and it's like, I like that stuff just as much as the neck guy, but it's not a sound I wanted to make. I was thinking more of making a super chords, playing it clean, like, and I'm gonna replace this F sharp string with like an 80 or something. The thing about it is you gotta file a nut, and to put such a heavy string on, this is slotted for a light string, and if you put a heavy string on it, it's going to like sit on top in a bad way. Then again, I have to figure out how to lower the saddle, because the huge ass string is just going to be sitting on top there, and it's going to be standing proud in a bad way. Anyway, for those who don't know or haven't tried it, the MultiScale is not that hard to play on. In fact, it's easier. Like if you do chords with like low end and high end at the same time, it'll make it a lot easier to grab on top. It gives you more reach. And that's what I was thinking would be, for my purposes in Shy Squad in a 2-piece band, most interesting about this would be to do a bass line and a self-accompanied thing where it's like a bass line and some kind of minimal treble melody or top line at the same time. Yeah, it'll take some practice. And I also think, like, if I were a good finger picker, which I'm not, I mean, a classical guitarist could probably go nuts on this with self-accompanying thumb part. I'm not going to mess around. That's something I'd have to practice. Or the who's the guy from Billy Idol? Steve Stevens, with his hybrid picking thing. Totally awesome. And then, like, I get the feeling a lot of guys, the ones who don't do the gent, or maybe do the gent, there's a lot of like touch style and two-hand tapping involved, because it's like, when you look at this, double octave 8-string fretboard, it's kind of like a Chapman stick. I mean, so let's go through the sounds real quick. I'm pretty sure that nobody in existence would really do this clean, but we're gonna go through it all for the sake of completion. So here's both pickups, treble all the way up. Amp, as usual, is a Boss Katana battery powered thing, because I just want to show you what it's like on the cheapest possible equipment. But I do like my Boss Katana. So here's both pickups clean. Now, go up to the overdrive level, a little crunch. Full distortion with a brown tone. So that's with the tone on bright. Now, I think the most satisfying tone you get for the hard stuff is when you roll it all the way off. And now the amp is kind of farting out. Roll off the amp a little bit. And that's with the both pickups, so let's switch it to bridge pickup only. I think that's probably what most people are going to use it for. Rolled all the way off, it kind of masks how flabby this F sharp string is. Anyway, so that's go back to clean. Neck pickup only. Clean. Bridge pickup only. Both pickups. And of course, stuff that it was never intended for. I thought it was going to be harder to play regular guitar stuff on this, but I mean, all you got to do is just remember this is your E string, and the other two are like tacked on. So if you think about the third string down being the bottom position on a regular guitar, you can kind of mentally groove into playing this like a regular guitar. No, kind of. It's okay. It's kind of tricky. Okay, so this is your D string. anyway, for my personal uses in Shy Squad, I had always ignored these extra string guitars, 7s and 8s and stuff, because what I do in my like 2-piece band is a lot of variations on the bar chord where you're using deliberately bad position, holding down the bass with the thumb and then playing up here to get like a low part, high part thing going, and like adding an extra string that F's that all up. I mean, and this kind of fretboard, I mean, it's so wide, I think you really have to play it in good position, like the guitar teacher taught you, not like this. Whatever. That was actually my main dissuasion from getting a 7 or an 8. I got the 7 here. That wasn't very difficult. Of course, you can't do the thumbing thing anyway, but whatever. I think most people who are going to get these guitars are probably into playing metal that requires real technique, and not into playing trashy garage like Shy Squad. So I was also thinking like not to just play in the lowest note all the time. So now, let's see what happens when you drop it to E, because it's going to flab right out, you'll see. But it'll make it infinitely more practical to have the same note on top and bottom. So let's go. Hear that? Like, it's audible, but it was already struggling in F sharp. Now take it a step down and it's like, doesn't sound bad, but it's like, it's so flabby. Hear how much louder the so let's do some kind of metal tone. Anything. Yeah, it's kind of a funny feeling playing all the way up here is your lowest note on a guitar when you tune a regular guitar, and it's kind of funny playing on the second string and having that be your lowest string on a baritone guitar. And then, D string. The third string, which would be the D string, is your E. Kind of funny. But I assume a lot of you guys watching this will already be familiar with the 8. I don't know. So the Bargain Basement 8, I think it's really good. I would like to hear feedback from anybody who is used to playing a high-end 8, and because it would be interesting to see back-to-backs. I don't know, some kind of Schecter or some kind of custom thing that's like way over $1,000. Compare it. That would make a great video if you have one. Really, buy one of these just for fun. If it's anything like the example I got here, you won't be disappointed, probably. I mean, it doesn't suck. It sure doesn't suck. And I'm probably not going to replace anything on it. We'll see. Because one of the other things I wanted to do as an experiment is to tune this into some kind of open minor chord. Because that's what I did here. And it's kind of fun to play it like a harp guitar or theorbo, like some kind of Renaissance instrument that has bass drone strings and then like a lute neck. And I was thinking like an 8 string might be good for that. And like, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to leave it in standard tuning for a while. Oh yeah, here, let's do it clean. See, you can hear how well, see how muddy that power chord sounds? Now, one thing I gotta ask you all, in gent, is the super loose string sound that's making all kinds of noise and it's flopping around, is that part of the gent sound? Because like, I've seen like Meshuggah and Gojira Car Bomb live, and like, I don't know, I like the sound, it's just not a sound I ever wanted to make. And I don't know, the two-hand tapping thing, I don't know, maybe I'll work on that someday, but it's not really my... Just being able to play rhythm and sing at the same time is kind of my interest. Sing, you know. That's kind of the kind of chords I'm more into. Some kind of like airy sounding chord or. Or some kind of mystical shit. I like a lot of Asian style, like imitating Asian music, sitar, koto, saz, oud, I don't know, so whatever kind of Middle Eastern stuff. Some of those patterns they use or scales they use are compatible with a lot of dark and heavy music. Anyway, so I'm going to screw around on this experiment with some open tunings and probably make some shorts or some kind of videos where I'm like, hey, look, I made a new tuning or I made a new riff or something. Because this is a lot of fun. Like I said, if you're not interested in an 8 string, buy it anyway. It'll be fun. So, Harley Benton. This is my 5th Harley. Here's the thing. The fretwork is all good. It's better than a lot of more expensive guitars I have, like this here. And I have a lot of low-end guitars that have janky frets where you have to jack up the action high to get it to clear all the frets at all. And this one's not like that. So, yeah, write your results if you got a Harley. Anything, if you have any kind of interesting QC defects, I'd like to hear about it, because the whole purpose here is to collect information about what you can expect when you pay like $200 for these guitars. Because a lot of these groups I see, people are modding the hell out of them, and it's like they're getting really good pickups, like replacing the bridge. Which, oh, by the way, I love these single piece saddles. I think that's totally awesome. String through body, because I don't want a whammy or any of this crap. And a lot of people are getting like locking tuners, which I think kind of unnecessary, because it's like tuners don't really slip back. That's kind of a myth. The gear inside has to be absolutely fucked for it to slip back, and whatever. But mostly people are putting in mad pickups and electronic stuff, and it's like if you have to have a luthier level the frets and do a whole fret job on it, that's going to be like 100 more. And it's like, I guess there are a lot of people who have no problem paying 300 or 400 worth of mods for a guitar that you paid 200 for, but it's like, I don't see it. I don't know. This one, I'm probably not going to mod it unless I decide to start a project where it's my main recording stage guitar, so then I might mess around. But I don't know. Hey, Harley, you did good. And I don't say that lightly, because I dish out some criticism on... Anyway, yeah, please write your feedback or your experiences or how much you hated this video in the comments below. And, yeah, we'll check you next time. And in the meantime, you can enjoy your next arbitrary fraction of eternity.